On today's Witch Word of the Day, I wanted to highlight nose twitch. Nose twitch was popularized by Elizabeth Montgomery as Samantha Stevens in a little-known show about witches called Bewitched from the 60s. Kevin, I learned stuff today. This is so fun. This is what the show is all about, learning about witches. So it's funny because Elizabeth Montgomery was married to one of the producers on Bewitched. I don't remember his name offhand. I think it was like Art something? Bill Asher. Nothing close to Art something. Bill Asher. So when they were developing Samantha's character, they talked about how they want her to show physically her using magic to make it easier on the audience, but they didn't want her to have like a cauldron or a wand or anything too witchy because it was the 60s and witches weren't as mainstream. So they were brainstorming on what can you do, and then Bill said, "Hey honey, what about that nose thing you do?" And she said, "What nose thing I do?" So apparently Elizabeth Montgomery had this weird nose twitch which she would do when she was nervous or when she wanted to make like good luck happen. She actually talked about she like moved her nose at a baseball game, and then the person at bat like struck a home run. So I thought that was really funny that it wasn't even planned. It was just something weird she did. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to count Elizabeth Montgomery as a witch because she's using a physicality to make something happen. So, boom, real life witch.
Beautiful.
I used to watch that show so much.
I know. It's a great callback to Charmed, too, because Charmed referenced that we have the Piper nose twitch that she does in Which Way Now, the season 4 finale. But we also have the whole Lost and Bound, Samantha Stevens, ring thing with Phoebe. So
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published lore of the Charmed universe.
In this night and in this hour, we call upon our fanboy power, bringing education and stupefaction to all of you.
Together, we will use our knowledge and reverence abundantly, but also find ourselves sassy and delightful.
Which is why we will truly be charmed.
Okay, so welcome, spell worders, to Words of the Witches episode 118. I'm Kevin, your resident charmed resource.
And I'm Sean, and I just love the supernatural.
So, I have to talk about some stuff. You know how sometimes when you're in the middle of talking and you call somebody the wrong name or use a different word than what you're actually thinking?
Yeah.
So in my Bible, oh my God, fuck. See, just like that. That's a perfect example. I went to say Babel as in Bible. So it can happen all the time. In my mindless babble last episode, I called Ava Lydia's daughter, but she's actually Lydia's niece. Because Ava's mom died of cancer. And it's the whole reason she rejected her gypsy heritage in the first place. It's a whole thing. I was being so stupid. But, words come out in the way they come out.
Yeah, it's true.
So I had to make that amends.
Yeah, I would have never forgiven you.
Whatevers. We had a poll last week. I thought it was a very fun poll. Which evil teleportation power is the coolest? Is your favorite? Whatever. And you could choose between blinking, flaming, shimmering, and blorbing, black orbing. You said shimmering, Shakira style. Mm-hmm. And I said blorbing.
Where'd Sean go?
I love it so much.
I think blorbing won. Everybody likes a good blorb. I have to get blorbed in the bathroom.
I know I do. But sadly, blorbing was the least voted.
Wow!
Of the 4, it got 8%, 19 votes.
Okay.
So then was shimmering. So our choices just sucked, apparently. You got 28%, 66 votes. Then was Blinking, 30% at 70 votes. And Flaming, the one that we hated the least, won at 81 votes, 34%.
Wow.
Strange.
And remember how a second ago you said sometimes wrong words come out?
Yeah.
You said Flaming was the one we hated the least, but it's the one we hated the most.
It's the one we hated the most. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Good. So at least it's a character trait. Chalk it up to that.
Yep.
But today we are talking about the Book of 3, Section 5, episode guide. And what's so funny?
I don't know.
Just laughing. Now, this section of the book gives you a rundown on the show, episode by episode, with information that one would expect on an episode guide, complete with original air dates, writers, directors, and a plot summary. They sometimes have episode pictures in there, and also include some quotes from each episode. But no one wants to hear us relay the plot of every episode of the first 5 seasons, and I really don't want to do that. I'm sure Sean does not want to do that.
No.
No one wants to hear that. You don't want us to do that. You know the show, you know the episodes. That's something you can do in your own time. And we'll get into that a little bit in the canonical section when I have some errors that I read from there. But for me, the coolest part of this book, and something I've always loved about it, is that it breaks down the puns of each episode title. You know, so the expressions or the other media that is being referenced in all of the names of Charmed episodes, and that will be our focus. What do you say to
Yay.
that?
I say yay.
I say yay. So we will read from there. But first, this also happens to be the section that includes the 16 pages of full color photo inserts. And we have to talk about those. So, do you want to go first?
Sure. First off, we've got the power of 3.
Oh, wait. In this book, it's between the summary of the Wendigo. So it's right in the middle of the season 1 episode guide.
Page 113 or 112. Right around there.
Yeah.
So first we have the power of 3, and we get these pretty pictures. One with the Prue when she was in the original Power of 3, and then one with Paige in the new Power of 3. Yay!
Yeah, so we have up top a season 4 promo picture, and down below my favorite season 2 promo picture when they're holding hands, except it's cropped in a way that you can't see they're holding hands. But it's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
The next page continues the power of 3. It says the power of 3, and it has all 4 sisters' individual pictures. We have Phoebe, Piper, and Paige, all season 6 promo pictures, and Prue a season 2 promo picture. What's interesting about that is we have season 6 pictures, even though this only covers the first 5 seasons.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, but I guess because, you know, the season 6 was airing by the time this was released, and these were probably the last minute thing, so these pictures probably already existed.
I feel like I've seen this Shannon Doherty and Holly Marie Combs picture so many times. They're so used. I get this page. A charming men. One of them's a lie because they're not that charming. But we have Leo, and we have Daryl, and we have Cole.
And what's Daryl's real name?
Dorian Gray.
Oh, it's so sexy. I love it.
Kevin, we have to do this since there's 3 pictures here. Fuck, marry, kill. What is it?
Oh, bitch. Okay. It's fuck Leo, marry Daryl, kill Cole.
Okay, that's mine too. Because, I was kind of warring between Leo or Daryl, but, like, Leo's kind of a problem. Like, Daryl's got his shit together more. So he's, like, the life partner guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and he is not bad to look at naked at all. So
You've seen him naked?
Well, I've seen him shirtless.
Okay.
So close enough. So this is a season 4 promo picture of Brian and Julian, and then a season 1 promo picture of Daryl, of Dorian Gregory.
Oh, Dorian Gregory.
The next page is Febois Hallowell, Phoebe Hallowell. And it has a season 1 picture of Alyssa and 2 season 4 pictures of Alyssa. One with her kind of Lady in the Tramp style hair, and one more straight.
Lady in the Tramp style hair.
That's what we always called it when she was, because she has this wavy hair in a number of the season 4 promo pictures. I'm like, that's her lady style. That's Lady in the Tramp.
I like
Cocker
the
Spaniel.
bottom. Yeah, I like the bottom left straight hair Phoebe the most. She looks so hot right there. I don't like the short hair.
Right, and then the little the strap off the
Yeah.
shoulder.
I know, that's a very like Paige outfit she's wearing right there. I feel like 'cause Paige is usually
It
like
really
the
is.
sexy. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's cool, all these pictures, I had all of the actresses sign these pictures of my book, these pages of my book.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So cool. Well, next we have Piper Hollowell. No, Piper, no bangs. Get rid of the bangs. Is that a season 1 promo with the bangs?
Season 1.
Oh, since I don't know, I'm going to take a guess. So season 1, and then I'm going to say season 4, and the bottom one is season 3.
Close. You have season 1 and season 4. Season 3, they actually had no promo pictures that season.
Damn it.
This is season 6. Yeah, season 3 and season 7, they did not have promo pictures for.
Okay, I'll remember that, so I won't guess them again.
All right, so then we have the Prue page, and we have, well, obviously no season 3 promo pictures, so we have 2 season 1s and 1 season 2.
My favorite, Paige Matthews. We have 2 seasons 4 and a season 5.
This should be more obvious than other ones because of her hair. So we have a season 4, a season 5, and a season 6.
Oh, that's right, we go up to 6. Damn it.
So we have one of her dark hair, then we have season 5 with her red hair, and then season 6 with her strawberry blonde hair. Now we have a page, this says behind the scenes, and we have 3 photos here. And so many times I've looked at this, I'm just like, okay, there's some stuff on the bottom. I don't know what that means. But what's cool, we have that one picture up top, which is from the Charmed 100th episode celebration, the party they had. And we have Rose and Alyssa standing with Aaron spelling and their Charmed 100th episode cake, Book of Shadows cake. Very iconic photo. And down here, we have 2 different kind of production drawings, which I don't know why we haven't seen more of these. Like, all of these must be secret because the only drawings I've ever seen for the show like this are from this book. So the one on the bottom left, we see there's all these kind of buildings, canvas top. It says Parasite Tent House, Hawker Tent, Caged Child Demon. Do you have any idea what this would be based off those clues?
The first one is looking at Melinda Warren's time, it looks like.
Good guess, but no. This is actually a drawing of the demonic marketplace from Baby's First Demon.
Ah, okay.
Because they mentioned the Parasite demons, they have the Hawker demon. Both of those appeared in that episode. This is where you first see the crone as well. So yeah, it's kind of like their own little demonic marketplace, which is fun. But we have this other drawing where this kind of a scared person with little spidey sense things coming out of its face, sitting on a dock, and we see this kind of water form, humanoid form coming out of the water. And it says, here is an example of a possible water demon for the end of the episode. Which, obviously, they're talking about P3H2O. And they call it a water demon here. Not demon of the lake.
Interesting.
But I would have liked to see more stuff like this. This is cool.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I was, not listening to you for part of your page because I was looking at Phoebe. I missed when you said there's Hawker demons.
Yeah. Education.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes my brain's like that. It's hair today, gone tomorrow. Oh, my page is hair today. We have Cocker Spaniel Phoebe.
Yes.
And we have sexy boob Phoebe, and we have sexy short hair but looking drunk Phoebe.
Do you want to guess the seasons, or do you want me to tell you?
So I think you said Cocker Spaniel was season 4. I
Yep.
think Short Hair was 5, and Sexy Phoebe was 6.
Switch. Remember, short
Oh
hair is
yeah,
6.
she had short hair in 6. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so sexy boob Phoebe is 5. Right after her really bad bangs at the end of 4, so she had it like a more of a swooshy bang in the season 5 promo pictures.
Yeah, the Courtney Cox bangs Phoebe.
Yeah. Then we have Hair Today continued, and we have 2 pictures of Piper, one from season 1 with the bangs, and one from season 6 where her hair is beautiful, and she's got like that yellow light glow on her, that orange glow on her. And then we have a season 4 picture of Rose and a season 6 picture of Rose. Yeah, just showing how they change over the years.
And then we got special effects. We see a picture of Phoebe behind Cole as he's transforming into Balthazar.
And that is from Power Outage. It's a scene, the opening scene of Power Rangers. Power Rangers. See, Power Outage. And his dream sequence, and he's like, turns into Balthazar, and then yeah, fun. So then the next page we have special effects continued, and here Daryl is turned into a water cooler from A Witch's Tale, part 1.
All right, and then we have witches in costumes. So we get the witches in their outfits from Witches in Tights.
Correct. Yes.
And we have Phoebe as a mermaid in A Mermaid's Tale.
A Witch's Tale. I just said
A Witch's Tale, damn it. And then we see Phoebe dressed like Slave Leia, like dancing for Cole.
Actually, no.
No?
That's Ice. She's Isis Febois dancing for Jarek, but sure.
Stop
Mommy
raining
Tommy
on-
in.
This is why I don't listen to you. And then what's the top picture?
Bite me when Paige was a vampire. You're the vampire queen.
Oh, I got excited because I wanted you to want me to bite you. I thought that's what we were.
Oh.
Never mind.
I want you to bite me. And then we have the Vanquish. The Vanquish. And laughing.
Piper's smile on the next page.
We're not there yet.
Sorry.
But yeah, I know. We'll talk about that. We have the Vanquish, and we have Meta being vanquished in Oh My Goddess. Then we have, at the bottom has Kronos and Demetrius being about to fall into their pit. There's this middle picture here, though, and I have to admit, I can't figure out where this middle picture is from. They don't give you much. We see, like, a glowy ball. It looks like something Viserys would wear, but it's not Viserys because he doesn't explode in this way. And then we do see Leo on the left, and he looks like he's wearing his outfit from Exit Strategy, but he never wears that outfit during a Vanquish in the manor. So I don't know where this is from. But I can see parallels of where things might be. But yeah, okay, talk about your beautiful pictures, Sean.
All right, we see Love and Marriage. We have a picture of Paige on top of a gentleman caller as the two sisters catch her in the act. We see the marriage of Phoebe and Cole. I can't look at it. And then there's this picture of Piper and Leo's wedding. And Holly Marie Combs looks so young, and she has this big, like, doofy smile on her face. I do love you, Holly, but this is such a funny, adorable picture of you.
Yeah, so we do have the top pictures from A Witch in Time, the very opening of Witch in Time, where Piper's like, "What is this, a brothel?" Where Paige was with her man. Then we have, a 3:15, Just Harried, and a 4:15, Merry-Go-Round, where Piper and Phoebe were both married, respectively. But yeah, this Piper picture is very much like she farted, and she's ready to get married.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better in the actual print of it.
You're right. The one you're holding up looks much better than the one in the book.
Yeah. Because they had a couple of different shots that were close together, and this was the derpy ones that they chose for some reason. All right. And then the final page is just a nice Season 6 promo picture of the girls, all three of them hanging out.
And I feel like Holly doesn't always dress as sexy, so I like
No.
seeing her like this. She's very pretty in this.
Well, there we go. That is the photo color inserts. Now let's get into the episode guide puns. When it comes to their episode titles, the writing staff at Charmed gets to have a lot of fun with puns, plays on words, old sayings, and pop culture references. Here are the episode titles from the first season, along with their most likely origins. Something wicked this way comes. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. In a line spoken by the second witch in Act 4, Scene 1 of Shakespeare's Macbeth, Wicca is a religious practice involving nature.
I've got you under my skin. A Cole Porter song, most often associated with Frank Sinatra, who first recorded the hit in 1956.
Thank you for not morphing. Thank you for not smoking is a common phrase seen on signs in various public locations. Morphing is an ability to shift from one image into another. Smorphin' time!
Dead Man Dating. Dead Man Walking is the title of a 1995 movie starring Susan Sarandon and Sean Penn.
Dream Sorcerer. Dream Weaver is a song and album released by Gary Wright in 1975. Do you know that song? Dream Weaver.
Yeah, it's whenever Garth saw that girl, right? They would play Dreamweaver.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wayne's World. The Wedding from Hell, a common phrase used to describe an awful occasion, in this case, a wedding, or my cousin's wedding in Vegas.
Or an awful episode that Sean seems to hate perfectly. So
it's my favorite episode. What are you talking about?
I like it. I love it, though, because I love the camp of it all. The Fourth Sister. A random girl would like to join the Charmed Ones as a member of their family of witches, thus making her a new sister.
That's not a pun.
That's not a pun. That's like cheap. That's cheap. Like it's the fourth one, but there really is a fourth one we don't know about yet.
I know. I was so confused seeing that title when I was first watching it. I was like, are they already teasing this? The truth is out there, and it hurts. Combination of the tagline of the TV series, The X-Files, and the cliche, The Truth Hurts.
The Witch is Back. A play on words of a phrase with a similar sounding word announcing the return of a strong woman. Why don't they say bitch? I don't understand.
Just say bitch.
It's like dancing around the like really.
I know.
It's a play on the phrase "the bitch is back." Also, a play on an Elton John song, but we're not going to tell you what the Elton John song is.
Lame.
It's like, what is this? What is this? A book for 3-year-olds?
I know, and they can't say bitch, but they can say this next one.
Right.
Wicca envy, penis envy, penis. From Freudian psychoanalytic theory describes a perceived inferiority certain women have in regard to men.
Yeah.
Because I have a penis and you don't. Even though my penis was originally a clitoris, but then it got engorged and turned into a penis in the uterus.
There you go. What a wonderful journey we've been through. Okay. Genitalia. Show me your genitals.
Okay.
Anyway, feet of clay. Feet of clay is a phrase that refers to a person's weakness. Its origin is found in the Old Testament. Daniel, whatever. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay.
This next one is like the pun of all puns. The Wendigo! Wendigo! A malevolent spirit from Native American folklore. So punny. What a pun this one is.
It's just stating a fact there. That one is not really a pun at all, but yeah.
What? That's the pun of all puns.
From fear to eternity. From Here to Eternity is a 1953 film based on the novel about heroism and romance set during World War II.
Secrets and Guys. Secrets and Lies is the title of a film from 1996, as well as a phrase commonly used to note untrustworthy situations.
Is there a woogie in the house? Is there a doctor in the house? Is a comic phrase that came into popularity in vaudeville routines.
Yeah. Which Prue is it anyway? Whose line is it anyway? Is an improvisational comedy TV series hosted by Drew Carey, based on a British series of the same name.
That 70s episode, that 70s show, is a TV comedy series set, logically enough, during the 1970s. Also takes place in Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Hello, Wisconsin!
When bad warlocks go good, a play on the sensationalized phrase, when good blanks go bad. Why wouldn't we just say when good girls go bad? Isn't that what it is?
I think they put blanks because you can put anything in there. When good,
Okay.
whatever go bad. I think this supposed to be a subjective, so it could put whatever you want in there. But
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. I don't care. Why should I care? What'd you have for lunch today? I don't care.
All right, so this one says blindsided, which is not the name of the episode. Blindsided, to be taken by surprise, to have something come at you from the direction you aren't looking. But I went and going to give you some context for the real title, Out of Sight. And out of sight is a slang term for out of sight that's been used since 1895 to 1900 to mean fantastic, great, or marvelous, or beyond reason or exceedingly high. For example, you might describe a guitarist as out of sight, or hospital bills as out of sight. Also, there's out of sight, out of mind, that phrase. Also, it's a 1998 film starring George Clooney. So,
Oh,
there you go. I gave you information the book does not have. Haha.
boom. The power of two. What's left when one of the charmed ones is removed from the power of three?
I mean, that's obvious. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Hurts, a proverb stating the obvious. Also, the title of numerous songs.
Like Def Leppard.
Love Hurts. They put it in that 70s show musical.
Ooh. Deja vu all over again. It's like deja vu all over again is a quote attributed to Yogi Berra.
Yeah, I did feel like, is that Yogi Bear? But no, it's that baseball player.
Yeah.
Cool, let's move on to season 2. This starts with witch trial. Traditionally a sham of a court case to determine the likelihood that a person, generally a woman, was a witch. The most notable witch trials were held in the 17th century in Salem, Massachusetts.
I want to go there so bad. That's a bucket list thing. Morality Bites. I don't remember that episode. Does anybody even like that episode? Morality Bites? Reality Bites is a film from 1994 starring Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke, and Ben Stiller.
The Painted World. The Painted Desert is a brilliantly colored plateau region in Arizona.
The Devil's Music. Rock and roll was once described as the devil's music by wary adults.
Elvis! Elvis! Let me be!
Keep that pelvis far from me.
Far from me! She's a man, baby, a man. She's not your mother. It's a man, baby. It's a man, baby. Is a phrase used by Austin Powers in his first film, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
I'm
Groovy.
sad for that old lady because they didn't really make up her up. They just you look like a man. You can do this.
I know.
That Old Black Magic. Song written by Johnny Mercer and Harold Arlen and performed by many artists.
Do I know that song? I don't know if I know that song.
I don't know that song. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah. They're everywhere. They're here is a phrase from the film Poltergeist.
I love that movie! Ooh, another horror one. P3H2O. P3 is the charmed ones. H2O is the chemical composition of water. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Title is likely a reference to the 1998 film Halloween. H2O, which was really close to making a reference to Jamie, who was in Halloween 3 and 4, because they're going to canonize Jamie being the long-lost daughter of Laurie, but then they cut it because they didn't want to canonize it.
Oh.
Or no, not 3 and 4, 4 and 5. 4 and 5, 4 and
Gotcha.
5!
But yeah, I always knew that because I remember when that movie came out, I'm like, oh, that's obviously the reference.
Yeah.
Ms. Hellfire. Mrs. Doubtfire is a film starring Robin Williams.
Never heard of it.
Fun fact: the newspaper from Mrs. Doubtfire is also in the very first episode of Charmed that Prue is holding.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah,
What a fun fact to go with our fun puns.
yeah.
Heartbreak City, a destination a person is said to be setting herself up for when expecting too much, particularly from another.
Reckless abandon, taking actions without fear of repercussions.
Awakened, 1990 film Awakenings, directed by Penny Marshall, who is also in Hocus Pocus.
Animal pragmatism. Animal magnetism is a phrase referring to a primal attraction between two people or more.
Oh, yeah. Pardon my past, pardon my dust is seen on signs during construction or remodeling.
Or if you're at Disney, pardon my pixie dust. And give me a sign. Phrase often used when a person is hoping to have a decision made for her by an otherworldly power.
Murphy's luck. Murphy's law is a belief that if anything can go wrong, it will. The original postulate is credited to Edward A. Murphy Jr. What the fuck is a postulate? Edward A.
Word of the
Murphy
day.
Jr. Yeah. I enjoy looking at your postulate. Do you have postulate cancer?
So funny.
One of the engineers is a 1949 Air Force experiment to test human acceleration tolerances. Are you looking up
I
postulate?
am. I have to. It's a verb. It's to suggest or assume the existence, fact, or truth of something as a basis for reasoning, discussion, or belief.
Okay.
I have postulate cancer sometimes.
Stop
Maybe. How to Make a Quilt Out of Americans. How to Make an American Quilt is a 1995 film starring Winona Ryder. She's all over this book.
She is. I don't mind either. Chick flick, slang for a film typically geared toward a female audience.
Ex Libris, Latin for from the books, often seen on book plates. Cool.
Astro Monkey, that chunky monkey, Astro Prue, and monkeys. That's all they give us. That's all they give us.
Point blank.
Astro Prue and
It's-
monkeys. They have postulate cancer.
I got it from the monkeys. All right. Apocalypse Nuts. Apocalypse Now is a 1979 Francis Ford Coppola film.
Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for is a proverb warning that oftentimes people are not prepared for the postulate reality of getting what they want.
All right, season 3. The honeymoon's over. Phrase noting that the newlywed portion of a marriage is over as the couple settles into their life together, facing the day-to-day realities. Also signifies the ending of any period of ease.
Magic hour. The periods of twilight before dawn and after sunset.
Once upon a time. Traditional opening line for fairy tales.
All Hallowell's Eve. The name Halloween is derived from All Hallows Eve, the evening before All Saints' Day.
Sight unseen. Phrase referring to an item purchased without previous inspection. I bought it sight unseen.
This next title is a little triggering for me.
Oh.
Do you remember?
I
Do you
remember something with Rob.
Yeah, on the old podcast, I was supposed to guess what this episode was going to be about. So I said it's probably about like a witch who's like poison ivy who controls plants, and I got ridiculed for my guess repeatedly. I thought it was a good guess because it's Primrose Empath. Primrose Path refers to a pleasurable lifestyle. The phrase comes from Ophelia's line in Hamlet, Act 1, Scene 3. Himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, an empath is one who can sense the emotions of others. See, I didn't know about Primrose Path, the line from Hamlet when I made that guess.
As a phrase, yeah, as a turn of phrase.
But I thought since Primrose is a plant and empath senses emotions, it was a decent guess.
Yeah, I like it. Power outage. Formal phrase to describe a blackout.
Sleuthing with the Enemy. Sleeping with the Enemy is a 1991 film starring Julia Roberts and Winona
I remember.
Ryder.
I, I remember being afraid to watch that movie as a kid. I thought it was scary.
Really?
Yeah. But like she's like her husband was like some kind of killer, and she had to like end up getting away from her husband, and yeah.
I did see it. I didn't like it. It was stupid.
Coyote Piper. Coyote Ugly is a movie that was released in 2000.
They don't even describe what Coyote Ugly like means.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Rude.
We all scream for ice cream. Phrase from a childhood rhyme.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. La-di-da-da-da.
Ah!
All right. Blinded by the White Lighter. Blinded by the Light is a song released in 1973 written by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, I did know that was him. And then he has that line that sounds like blinded like a douche or something, and running like a douche in the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrestling with demons. A person suffering personal turmoil is said to be wrestling with her inner demons.
Bride and Gloom. Pun off of the more familiar Bride and Groom.
The Good, the Bad, and the Cursed. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a film starring Clint Eastwood, released in 1966.
Just Harried, a play on the traditional phrase written on signs and attached to the back of the cars of newlyweds. For they just married.
Death Takes a Hollowell. Death Takes a Holiday is a film from 1934.
Bewitched. Bewitched is a TV series that ran from 1964 to 1972, starring Elizabeth Montgomery. The title, what a fun little word of the day connection.
Yes.
The title also refers to the flashbacks to the Charmed One's pre-witch years.
Oh, nice. San Francisco, a pun off the name of the city in which the Charmed Ones live. San Francisco.
The Demon Who Came In From the Cold. The Spy Who Came In From the Cold is a film from 1965.
They should have called it The Demon Who Shagged Me.
That's what I was thinking.
Exit strategy. Military term referring to the plan for evacuating a location once the mission has been accomplished.
Look Who's Barking. Look Who's Talking was a film that allowed the audience to hear the thoughts of babies. It didn't say who was it starring. Starring John Travolta and Kirstie Alley.
Yeah,
and there's like two sequels.
Before Kirstie Alley was Scientologist and John Travolta. Huh. That's the movie that did it. Huh.
Bruce Willis is the voice of the baby.
Didn't Roseanne Arnold Roseanne Barr was the sister in the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch those movies a lot. The second one was my favorite.
Yeah.
All hell breaks loose. A colloquial expression meaning an event of confusion or violence. The phrase is originally from John Milton's epic poem, Paradise Lost. Wherefore, with thee came not all hell broke loose.
So season 4, Charmed again to reclaim the power of 3. Charmed again.
Charmed again. Hell hath no fury, like a woman scold. The line referring to the anger of a woman who feels she has been taken advantage of comes from William Congreve's play, The Mourning Bride. It originally read, Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scold.
Enter the Demon. Enter the Dragon is a film released in 1973 starring Bruce Lee.
Size matters. A common misconception.
Would someone who wrote that might have penis envy? No.
Maybe they were a bitch.
Maybe they were. A Night to Remember. K-N-I-G-H-T. A Night to Remember. And then A Night, N-I-G-H-T to Remember, is the name of a 1958 film about the sinking of the Titanic. Oh.
Oh, wow.
I was not expecting that sentence to end that way.
Nope. Brain drain. I feel like that's happening to me right now. Loss of talented and educated people of a country to another country where conditions are better. Really? That's what that means?
Yeah, like that's very much more in depth than you would think. Black as coal. As black as coal, COAL, is a simile used to describe something very dark in either purple or mood.
Muse to my ears. In Greek mythology, a
Did I
muse
say
is any of
purple?
the. You did say purple.
I meant color or mood.
Yeah. I like that you caught that.
Like, wait a minute. I'm doing that all the time this episode, apparently. Just making stuff up.
Yeah. Muse to my purple. In Greek mythology, a muse is any of the 9 sisters reciting over and inspiring song, poetry, and the arts and sciences. Music to my ears is a common phrase noting when particularly pleasant news is heard.
Oh, music to my ears. Good times. A page from the past. Taking a page, PAGE, from the past refers to using a past example for something in the present.
Trial by magic. Trial by fire is a phrase that means attempting to do something without practice, usually in an emergency situation.
Lost and bound. Play on Lost and Found. Get it?
Oh, I don't get it. Charmed and dangerous. Armed and dangerous is a way police refer to a particular suspect on the loose. They are armed and dangerous.
The Three Faces of Phoebe. Febois. The Three Faces of Eve is a film from 1957 starring Joanne Woodward.
Merry-go-round. Marry. A merry-go-round, Merry, is a spinning circular platform for children and the occasional adults to ride.
Ooh, winky face. Oh. The fifth Halley wheel. The fifth wheel is a phrase used to describe the odd person out when two couples are joined by a fifth unattached person. I almost said unattractive person.
Oh no.
But it's unattached person. No, I've been the fifth wheel quite a bit. So it's
Oh. Saving Purple Leo. I mean, Private Leo. Saving Private Ryan is a Steven Spielberg movie released in 1998 starring Tom Hanks.
Bite me. Ooh. Okay. Phrase used when telling someone off.
We're off to see the wizard. Oh, I'm excited to see where this is from. I have no idea. We're off to see the wizard is a song from The Wizard of Oz.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Long live the Queen. Traditional cheer for royalty.
Womb Raider. Tomb Raider is a popular video game and movie centering on the character Lara Croft.
Which way now? WITH, which way now? Which way now, WHICH, is a simple phrase used when trying to figure out direction.
A Witch's Tale. An international misspelling. That's intentional, Kevin. Sometimes these words are hard to read with the
They are.
background. Yeah. An intentional misspelling to combine a story about a witch, WITCH, which is like bitch, with the fact that the witch in question has grown a mermaid's tail.
Happily ever after. Traditional ending to fairy tales to describe the way the characters lived after the story was over.
Siren Song, an enticing plea. The phrase comes from the Greek epic The Odyssey, in which the sweet singing of the sirens lured sailors to their deaths.
Witches in Tights. Robin Hood and Men in Tights is a Mel Brooks film released in 1993.
I still don't like that title for the episode because it makes me think of Robin Hood Men in Tights, not superheroes.
Yeah, they don't really quite go together. There's actually another name for it that was used called Magic Wears a Mask.
That's so much better.
Yeah, and some places would use that. I think the WB might have used that, but when I was younger, I remember there being confusion about which one is the real title. I didn't know. It was much more vague than Blindsided and Out of Sight, which that was the same kind of thing. But yeah, it took a while for Witches in Tights to become the main one.
Okay, well, I'm sad that it did. The eyes have it. EYES. Ha ha ha. The eyes have it. AYES is a phrase noting that the votes in favor of a given proposition are in the majority.
Sympathy for the Demon. Sympathy for the Devil is a song released by the Rolling Stones in 1968. And if you remember, Symphony for the Devil was going to be Pat Shan's book that was unreleased.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
So,
Wow. A witch in time, a stitch in time saves nine, is a proverb espousing the power of preventative action.
Sam I Am, a character from Dr. Seuss's classic story, Green Eggs and Ham. I do not want green eggs and ham. I do not want them, Sam I Am.
I do not want them in a house. I do not want them with a mouse. You should, if you haven't already, there's a movie by Dr. Seuss called The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T.
Oh,
And it's all about this kid who doesn't want to play piano, but he has an angry piano teacher who's forcing him to. And the angry piano teacher is watching it is like, oh my God, I know that voice. It's Captain Hook from Peter Pan. He voiced the original Peter Pan Captain Hook.
how fun.
He's the teacher. All right. Y tu mami tambien. Y tu mama tambien is a film released in 2001. And if you ever just want to see a lot of penis attached to some attractive men, watch that movie.
There you go. Beautiful. The importance of being Febois. The importance of being Phoebe. The importance of being Ernest is a comic farce written by Oscar Wilde, first performed in 1895 and made into a feature film in 2002.
In my book, Witch's Brew, I have a whole story about Oscar Wilde and Dorian Gray, who in my book was a real person, and it's fun. It's fun. There's vampirism attached to it.
Yeah.
Centennial Charmed, the 100th episode of Charmed. I never would have guessed.
House call, when a doctor visits a patient at home.
San Francisco Dreamin', California Dreamin' is a song released by the Mamas and the Papas in 1966.
I'm surprised they didn't mention the sand part of that, though, because sand has to do with Sandmen, too. Come on, book.
Yeah, I noticed on a lot of these, they only describe one half of it, not the other half.
Yeah. And San Francisco, because San Francisco is where they live. So all of those things. Yeah. The Day the Magic Died. The Day the Music Died is a line from Don McLean's song American Pie and refers to February 3rd, 1959, the day Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and J.P. Richardson, the Big Bopper, died in a plane crash. Oh, so sad.
So sad. Baby's first demon. Oftentimes, parents take special note of a baby's first, as in first smile, first step, or in this case, first encounter with the force from the underworld. Aw, take a picture, honey.
Yeah. Lucky Charmed. Lucky Charms are trinkets thought to possess the power of luck. It's also a cereal with marshmallows in various colors and shapes. Hearts, stars, and horseshoes.
Clovers and balloons. Cat House. Another name for Kevin's house. No, another name for a brothel.
I won't argue. Nymphs just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun is a Cyndi Lauper's signature song.
Sense and Sensibility? 2 words? Sense and Sensibility, 1 word, is a 1995 film based on the Jane Austen novel of the same name.
Necromancing the Stone. Romancing the Stone is a film from 1984 starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
It was their answer to Indiana Jones. Let's make this movie to, rival it, but it didn't. Oh my goddess, the female-empowered version of the exclamation, "Oh my god!"
That's right, and those are all the puns for the first 5 seasons. Woo!
Woo! Let's postulate on that.
Postulate on that. How do we feel about this part of the book?
It's fun. I like the pictures. The puns, I like getting to know where they're from. I just wish it was done a little better. They could have gone into more detail and talked more about all sides of it.
Overall, I think it's good. I mean, it's very well researched, and I like that they have them here. I like that I don't have to research them myself, which is cool. There is a part of the summary which we're going to get into canonical, but they left out the fact that Daryl finds out that there are witches in Ms. Hellfire, and it's kind of a big deal because in the episode summaries leading up to it, they kind of made a big point of him being aware that they're keeping a secret, and they didn't mention the episode where he actually did find out. So that was a weird miss for me, but
Yeah.
should we get into put that in my canonical hat?
Canonical.
Do it. Let's go.
All right, I have some things. I will try to breeze right through. All right. Now, at first, I was actually very happy with this book because in the episode summaries, they call it Bucklands. I was like, ooh, get it, Bucklands. It was such a small thing, and I was like, I can actually breathe now. Perfect. But then, as I read on, there were other summaries that went right back to Buckland.
Oh.
So I think Paul and Diana kind of split the duties here, and one of them was right and one of them was wrong, and they got both of them in there.
I was gonna say I bet Paul was the right one, but I don't know because they've both like done stuff where they got it right and wrong.
Right. So yeah, up in the air, but interesting. The summary of The Truth Is Out There and It Hurts says that Prue single-handedly destroyed Gavin with the crowbar. They say that she grabbed the crowbar and I'm like, Piper's the one that grabbed it, and they both did it together. And they just totally like deleted Piper out of that whole episode.
Lame.
I was like, all right, that makes me mad. Rodriguez was called a warlock again, but at this point, I'm just glad they're consistent. So fine. They have quotes in here. We talked about how they have quotes, and they mess up these quotes quite a bit.
Oh no.
So in the quote for Morality Bites, they say, this is a Prue quote, "We can still make the good things happen. We just have to make the right choices." But she says, "We can still make the good things happen, Piper." They missed that part of the quote. They did call it Demon of the Lake again in the summary. I'm like, no, Demon of the Lake. They misquoted Phoebe in Give Me a Sign. Here it says, "We're rescuing you from the tall, dark, naked man." But it's supposed to be, "We're rescuing you from the tall, dark, and naked man."
Oh, big difference there.
I'm such a shit bag. It's fine. I'm like really, you have to get it right. Anyway, all right. But those ones are not as bad, but there are some worse. Okay. So, in the sight and scene description, Daryl is referred to as Darren. Bewitched. But like, who's Darren and why is his name here?
That's pretty bad.
So that was funny. That was pretty bad. And then on page 147, for Wrestling with Demons, they have a Piper quote that says, "If I could freeze you two, I would, often." When it's actually, "If I could freeze the two of you, I would, often." Actually says often. So I don't like when they don't finish the sentence that they're quoting either. They do it a couple times, but like in Dream Sorcerer, for example, if they quote Phoebe, "There must be more to our powers than warlock wasting." There was a comma there. She's like, "I'm ready to have some fun with our magic." Is what she's supposed to say, but they don't finish the quote. So just things like that. They do that a couple times. In The Demon Who Came In From the Cold, they have a quote here that says, "Wouldn't it be nice to save the world at a decent hour?" And they said it was by Phoebe when it's actually Piper that said it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's that. There's a typo in exit strategy. In one instance, they call Jana Jenna, but it's only that one instance because for the rest of the summary, Jenna is right. They just spelled it wrong in one part once, which is weird.
Oh, interesting.
In the Size Matters summary, they say that Gamel shrinks Piper and Paige and kills Finn at his creepy house when it was actually at the manor. They went to the manor to go to the book, and Gamel came up upon them there.
Oh.
So they got that information wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Phoebe quote is wrong in Size Matters. It says, "I'm not having the best day of my life. It began with an interview woman who made me feel this big, and now I am this big." When it's like, she says, "And now I actually am this big, and next up is being baked. So they don't have the right words in the right order or missing words, things like that. Paige's quote in Long Live the Queen is very wrong. Wait till you hear this. Okay. So in the book, it says, she's like Piper Light, all the personality with none of the messy feelings. When the quote is actually, she's like Piper Light, all the personality without any of those messy emotions.
Oh, that is a big difference.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my goodness, come on, people. And then my final one is in page 189. They misquote Piper in The Day the Magic Died. And this is another minor one, but it still irked me. They put, I may be stuck in bed, but I'm not stuck on stupid. When she actually says, I may be stuck in bed, but I am not stuck on stupid. But I am not stuck on stupid. It's not a contraction in the quote. So, yeah. I'm not so.
I know.
But yeah, who else would catch all these things?
Nobody.
So that's the end of the section. I do want to mention there's a glossary at this point because we're not going to cover it next episode. They have a glossary of charmed terms, like 3 or 4 pages. Not interesting enough to talk about, so we're going to skip that. But be aware that that's in here. So yeah, that's the end. We did it.
Yay!
Piper.
You mean it's just you and Prue, huh?
Phoebe? Phoebe, you there?
And a big hello to you too, Penny.
Come on, Patty. The rest is up to them.
Paige. My name is Paige.
Another P, imagine that.
P is for poll. I'm inserting the poll, Sean. Inserting the poll. So our P is for poll for next week. Is, do you prefer the tone of season 1 or season 5? Just out of those two. Season 1 is more of that like dark, gritty, real witchy kind of 90s enigmatic style. Where season 5 we get the crazy cartoony things. We get more of the fairy tale creatures. Fantastical. It's very Marvel. So yeah.
Well, after much postulation, I'm gonna go season 1 because I remember not liking season 5 as much because not only was it more cartoony, but they also just introduced too much at once. It felt so different to me. So yeah, season 1.
Yeah, I do enjoy season 5 because I do enjoy the fantasticality, the theatricality of it all. But season 1 is where it's at. That's the vibe that made me fall in love with Charmed. And that's what it based everything. And I love the more real world kind of the darkness that's there. So yeah, season 1 for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what the people say, the listeners say.
Yeah.
Ooh, where can people find you, Sean?
You can find me on Instagram under Sean Perrett, ShawnPorrett. There you'll find links to all of our podcasts, merch, my book, all that fun stuff. Help me not be poor.
Yeah. You can follow this podcast at Words of the Witches everywhere except for Twitter, where it's Words of Witches. And yeah, next week we'll be covering the last section of this book, Behind the Scenes, where we get some of the interviews that Paul did with the cast and hear some talk from Brad Kern. It's going to be a fun time.
Ew, Brad Kern.
I know.
And we get to see his picture. Oh.
You get to see his picture. So until next time, Spellworders, thank you for listening. Your destiny still awaits.